Hey, I went to the White House Correspondents' dinner last week and didn't even see Sheryl Crow or Mrs. Larry David arguing with Karl Rove about global warming. This must be why I'm not a regular White House correspondent. Of course, if I was at a select table somewhat closer to the front, I might have seen this little heat exchange. But these tables are reserved for the real big shots, like my kid. Wow, I said when I heard he was going to the dinner and before I had been invited. You'll be wearing a suit for that one. No suit, says he. This is strictly black tie. Oh, I said, you'll have to rent one. No, I have my own, he replied, as nonchalantly as if he were telling me he'd bought a bag of Tostitos. You let these kids leave home, and suddenly you hardly know them. One other guy who looked somewhat familiar to me at the dinner was Brooks Robinson, who needs no introduction if you are as old as the hills and remember the great Baltimore Orioles teams of the late 1960s under Earl Weaver. Brooks was their outstanding infielder, who just did not let a ball get by him if it came within half a block of third base. He's still in the baseball business, involved with an independent league in the Northeast. He brightened when I mentioned the Union Leader baseball dinners run by Leo E. Cloutier. I love those, he exclaimed. Brooks and many other stars of their day used to grace Leo's head table. Nowadays, one or two players of that caliber would cost a fortune to bring in. I bet the Washington dinner and its pre- and post-parties cost a few fortunes too. But I wouldn't rate the talent quite as high as the baseball dinner. Hey, I'm sorry, but that little Sanjaya twerp from American Idol doesn't quite compare with Brooks or Frank Robinson, Mickey Mantle or Roger Maris, Casey Stengel or Ralph Houck, Ted Williams, Jimmy Pearsall, Jim Lonborg, Warren Spahn, and Ty Cobb. I don't know how he did it, but Leo used to get almost all these guys to wear tuxes. It's just a good thing he didn't make it black tie for the crowd, or we would have had somewhat fewer than 2,000 Homo sapiens breaking bread with the greats of the Diamond Whirl at the Mammoth Drill Shed on Canal Street in Manchester. That last is a quote from memory from the advances Leo used to pound out to promote the dinner held at the State Armory. I bet they don't write stuff like that for the White House soiree. See you next week.